very clearly 80% guarantee that you're the right founder, your product is right, it creates the impact, solves an issue, you will get funded on the show. There's no show anywhere in the world that is something even close to what we are trying to do.
Suniel Shetty sir has underplayed his role in the entire show. Like an elder brother, there was one deal where the founders had just left the deal and went. And he went back and explained them that why what you're doing is wrong. And he was able to bring them back on the show to get the commitment. We are almost ready to write the single largest check that has ever been committed on a show, is what I did. And I think we would be writing that check soon. But 12 crore is the single largest check, apparently, I was told by.
I'm the only guy who's been paid to go to business school and learn from the best. The success of this show is not going to be Amazon MX having X amount of views on the show. From a TRP perspective, maybe. But for us, it is when the next season starts.
Yes.
What has happened to our earlier founders? I didn't know what I had to say. I didn't know what I had to do. If I had the lines here, Velimani sir is giving those lines away. I have only made sure that I work during my work hours. So if you want the best output, you give me my breaks. And I honestly believe you can't achieve anything in life by expanding yourself or pushing your limits.
Hi, I'm Atulya and welcome to Midday. And today we are in conversation with the hosts and mentors of Bharat ke Super Founders. Welcome everyone. First of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's been a week. How has the new year started for all of you?
Brilliant. Very, very good, because it was a good break after a tough season of Bharat ke Super Founders. I think all of us just went into a Christmas and New Year break and back, so super excited.
Well, the show promises to be quite distinct in nature. Like, if you had to pick out a USP of the show for each of you, what was it? So we can start with you.
For me, amazing founders. Bharat ke Super Founders, which means a lot of interior India coming into play in a very, very big way. Yes, you have the routine funders who come in, investors investing, and the show moving forward. But here, there's another layer that has been added to it, and that is of the market. So you have excellent founders, you have seasoned investors, tycoons, as we call them, with a very positive mindset. The beauty of it is it's also a very positive mindset. But a lot of research has gone into searching the founders. So they don't come, there's a lot of clarity even when they come on board. Then you have the market. So very clearly, 80% guarantee that if you're the right founder, your product is right, it creates the impact, solves an issue, you will get funded on the show, because the investors feel, the tycoons feel that probably we don't want to touch it right now. They need to, grow a little more. You have the market that says, you know what, grow, we give you money. We give you money in the form of debt, not against a fixed interest, but probably a percentage of your sales. So it's a win-win for everybody. So there's no show anywhere in the world that is something even close to what we are trying to do.
Yeah, no, so I think, this show, I would say, is a very, very good mix of business and, yes, because it's a show and therefore entertainment as well. Because, in the investors, you've had people like Shanti, like I, like other people who are in the business of investing. This is our day job, right? And so we will not just fund any idea for the sake of it. It has to make business sense. And so therefore the questions that are being asked in a simplified manner are those geared towards making a decision, right? But at the same time, we have got people like Velimani sir who brings in a lot of experience. And I think Suniel Shetty sir has underplayed his role in the entire show because I had never met him before. I had watched him on television, I'd watched him in movies, right? And I'd heard that he's a very, humble person and all. But I could see that on the show, that it was natural. And so how he played that part between the founders and the investors, acting like an elder brother. There was one deal where the founders had just left the deal and went. And he went back and explained them that why what you're doing is wrong. And he was able to bring them back on the show to get the commitment, right?
Shanti, what about you?
So for me, I think it's a stage where real life meets real life, right? Because I think the one is, I'm very glad with the way the team has executed the show. I mean, it was phenomenal. The coordination, the just curation of the founders. So the quality of founders who came to the show was par excellence, right? So that is why we were able to write our checks. That is the first very important point.
Yeah.
I think the second point is just to what Suniel sir and Ankur have said. I think it's an integration of the ecosystem coming together. This is not just a capital game, right? For a founder to succeed, they need mentors, they need the market, right? And this is, like I said, a real life being played out on the real life, right? And that is very important for the audience to know that funding is not just a game of TRP, that I'm going to just give you like 20 lakhs and that's not how businesses are built in India, right? And I think this show is a reflection of how businesses are actually built. Like Velumani sir actually gave grant to one of the companies, right? And grant, he said, I am there with you till you go IPO, right? And he is putting his brand out there on the show, and we are not going to do something which we don't think that we can follow through, right? And like Ankur rightly said, I think this is my day job. And I don't want to make a game out of my day job, right? Because this is where, I mean, I have spent the last 12 years building Let's Venture, and I am not up for any show where it gamifies my entire life, right? So I think that the ability of the show to bring that entire real life aspect to the audience, I think is what really excites me about the show.
Okay. And so for you?
The stakeholders in the entire ecosystem are operating in silos. Investor knows investing,
Yes.
entrepreneur knows other side, and there were no channels. Today, when the entire show I have witnessed, it looks like all of us are together. The guy who comes either gets equity or a grant, either equity or a debt, and all are sitting. And what market is representing is giving a signal to those guys who are HNIs. Believe us, we choose right kind of entrepreneurs. So there is a kind of trust building, and it is not one-to-one presentation where you get completely misguided by a curated pitch deck, which is very often happening. So there is a democratization, there is a standardization, and I believe there is an optimization in the money having guy to a money needing business. And then there are people who openly say, sir, I am looking for your mentorship. Now that puts us to feel proud also, responsible also. And also, these number of companies they have invested, some of those companies will become vendors for this new supported startup. Now some of their portfolio companies will become clients for that startup. So from every end, it's completely democratized. I think this kind of show wasn't probably imagined by many.
True.
Even by us, it was not imagined the day when we started it's going to be like this. By end of the show, we understand, we got a formula, let us refine it, let us segmentize it, and let us make this as a channel which everybody will replicate, and India needs such channels, a dozen channels. So we believe it's a kind of punchline I often tell. 1.5 billion population needs 1.5 million entrepreneurs. कहाँ से बनेगा अगर हम बनाया नहीं तो, अपने आप बनेगा तो सदियों लगेगा. I think within 10 years we will be probably where we never imagined. So that's my understanding, my learning, and I am more as a mentor because I have walked. Now I am talking. So I believe people will take my words, though sometimes little bluntly it comes. They review that. I told in the entire show 3 words repeatedly. When I found pricing is wrong, when I found their presentation is not right, I used 3 words: review, reset, restart. this will resonate for hundreds and thousands of people across the country who are in the similar situation. I believe this show is not meant for a dozen or 2 dozen who get funds. It is meant for those who are in the market to understand what is possible. And that's motivation.
Yeah, so I just want to add one point here, which I think is important for the viewers to know. There was no orchestration on the show.
Yes.
Okay, we
Yeah,
did
yeah,
not
we
know
didn't
the
allow-
companies.
Yeah, yeah.
We did not know the companies which were presenting to us.
Okay.
Till the last day, I kept asking Eklavya, please tell me which other companies coming because I want to prepare. They said, no, you should go. We want to see your response, and we want it to be a very raw, unfiltered conversation, because then the moment I prepare, I kind of start asking my questions differently. And I think that, I mean, we all trusted that process, and we went on the show knowing nothing about the founders. So what you see on the show is the genuine experience of the investors playing out. So I just want to make that, because I'm not sure if people will know it when they watch a recorded TV show.
Just like you said, like as an audience, what I'm watching is somebody comes in, gives a pitch, and you make your decisions. So I want to know, because there's real money involved, and like you said, like it's your day job, it's not a game.
Yes.
So is it enough time to make a choice, or behind the screen you take enough time to, like, you know, reevaluate your decision of what you want to do out of this pitch? Or do you revisit a pitch again later on, something like that happens?
So actually the pitch was quite long. It was about 1.5 hours per company we were spending. So on the TV you can't
see the-
I mean, people will not see the details, right? And that's exactly what Suniel sir said. See, there were people in the market, and they came and told us, you know, I loved this experience, because even for them, when they are investing into companies, they don't see the thought process of the detailed questions which goes into making a decision.
More than anything else, everybody will understand it is unscripted.
Yes, it's unscripted.
And it was not at all known to us, known to them, what kind of question will come. Comes in random. They have to defend. So we
And
made
founders also were not told who are the tycoons sitting in the room. Right? So
Okay.
it was very, very honest, and I loved that part about it. You know, the ability to have the courage to be so honest in front of media when you know the people are tuned to very different way of thinking. You know, so I believe that honesty should actually reflect in the show.
See, but at the same time, you know, most of the time, let's say I speak to about 5 founders a day, right?
Yeah.
New founders, existing founders are more, right? And we all get into the, you know, because of this is our day job, right? We will kind of arrive at certain decisions very, very fast, right? But here you are sitting with different people who are bringing different perspectives, as a founder, you know, as an investor. And so therefore, you know, you see their line of questioning. So, like, you know, where we are questioning their pricing. Now, we are looking at pricing, sir is looking at cost. And now sir is looking at whether that cost makes sense or not, and I'm looking at the margins. Right? These are 2 very different perspectives in which we are reviewing the same startup.
Yes.
I ended up funding him because I liked the margins. Sir did not like the costing, sir did not fund it. Right? But that's a very interesting way to look, which if I was not sitting next to sir, right, I would have not understood that perspective. See, and that is, I think, very important. Yes, there will be a, you know, a deeper deep dive into the numbers and all, but at the same time, we want to fund good startups. So we are almost ready to write the single largest check that has ever been committed on a show, is what I did. And I think we would be writing that check soon. So, you know.
What is the number?
12 crores was written for one of the startups. I don't know if we can disclose the name or not. But 12 crore is the single largest check, apparently, I was told by.
What sector is it?
It's in a consumer space, right? And so that check would be written very soon.
And probably I'm the only guy who's been paid to go to business school and learn from the best.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So for me, it was like going to business school for 10 days and learning from the best, understanding from the best, and what is there, what is available.
So what was your big learning from this show?
I'm telling you, going to business school and being paid for it. I mean, it's not even a scholarship. I mean, what would you call somebody? It's like getting a grant and getting everything and saying, go to school, go to the best. You're going to be interacting only with the best. And a show that has delivered more than 138 crores of invested money in funding.
That's
So
a
you
huge
tell me, it is huge. and it is an India-centric show. The heart, the soul in the right place.
And I think what I loved about the show, right, is that I think it was there was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
very
Yes.
collaborative.
Yeah, very
There was
good.
no, because I believe investing and entrepreneurship is not a zero-sum game. You can be successful, I can also be successful.
Yeah.
It's not like if you are successful, I cannot win, right? And I think that got reflected in the show because even among the tycoons, among the market, there was a lot of conversation. There was no there was nothing. I mean, even I invested in a company where nobody took the bet.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I think it's absolutely fine because I think it is a decision we take at that point in time. But it does not mean that my decision could be better than yours or yours is you have not thought through it, right? So I think that is something which I think I would love that message to go out to the audience
Yeah.
because I believe that we have to live in a world where there's more collaboration. We have to live in a world where there's more peace, where there's more joy.
Yeah.
And I think somewhere I felt that the show brought that out.
And we're connected even after the show.
Yes.
There's
Yeah,
so
we're
much
all
more
friends
that we all
now.
want to
More
do.
learning
Yes.
happening.
No, more wanting to give back, wanting to do a lot more. How do you connect the time between the shows? How do you keep that energy alive? How do you keep the brands alive? The success of the show is not going to be Amazon MX having X amount of views on the show. From a TRP perspective, maybe.
Yeah.
But for us, it is when the next season starts,
Yes.
what has happened to our earlier founders. That is the journey that we want
So
to
that
show.
is a commitment we will take as tycoons.
Absolutely.
So you're
I
saying
will not
there'll be
believe it on
a
20
second season to the show, maybe.
We've
probably.
announced the second season,
it's
so I don't think that's a problem at all. We're not worried about that at all.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
the
Also,
platform was so excited.
Yeah.
all tycoons have their own brains,
Yeah.
which don't very often align with someone else. Now, somebody is only interested in what rich buys,
Yeah.
and somebody else is only looking at the middle class, which is mass and value and scale. And some looked at what poor can get. So, when I come in as an investor, come a mentor, I am interested in rural employment, women empowerment, and if that company employs more women than men, I am more motivated to put in per crore how many jobs they can create.
Yeah.
So my criteria is more towards that. Not only that, this is probably the first show where equity also is possible, debt also is possible, grant also is possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which means
And
we have
acquisition is
really
also
made a- yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Absolutely. And FOMO. Fear of missing. Acha, chalo, let's all do it together. So it's this team that has just worked and unscripted. I didn't know what I had to say. I didn't know what I had to do.
absolutely. Yeah.
If I had the lines here, Velimani sir is giving those lines away. Acha, so nobody knew who was who, but we are clear about one thing, that the show will only be successful if our founders are successful.
Absolutely.
Otherwise,
Absolutely.
no. Otherwise.
Sometimes it is FOMO. Some other time, come on, you can take this, don't leave this,
Yes.
come on, put it.
Yeah.
So that and all was a very lively, a kind of unscripted, that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
And I believe the content finally will be like how Suniel sir said, it's an MBA for not only the tycoons sitting here, for those hundreds of HNIs who are sitting out there,
Yeah.
and also for those entrepreneurs in thousands and lakhs who will see, oh, okay, this was never taught in textbook. So we are going to get the entire ecosystem educated, empowered, and entertained.
Now imagine this, that the single largest check for a startup is 20 crores. And that startup is in sustainability space.
Absolutely.
So, it's real business idea, which is converting a very important topic of sustainability into real business, where real investors are putting real money. And I think that is what the country needs. We want more and more people to look at problems and find a business way to solve it. And even if they have an idea of how they can solve it by building a business around it, then there are platforms like ours now which can fund them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there have been times when I've just said, let's go with it. Let's support them.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everybody said yes.
Yes.
Let's go with it. For me, if I have to lend my face to them to make sure that their visibility is there, I'm willing to do
Yeah,
it.
one startup did not get funding. Sir offered a free reel. Now imagine how much they would have had to actually pay to get a reel with sir, but the
No, even
reach
I'm-
and everything.
I'm going to go to their factory also. I'm going
See-
to go meet the kids.
In fact, on
And meet the
23rd the
people.
shooting ended. On 25th, sir and I were talking about a startup.
Yeah.
So that is his involvement also. That is something like what sir was saying, that it's not about TRP rating.
Yeah.
I think I'm very excited about the season 2 because we would have some very good success stories
Success
Yes.
story.
Stories to
that
share,
would come
yeah.
out.
Last thing I wanted to ask, because something that Velumani sir also said was going beyond numbers, and because this is a discussion we have been having on social media as a work culture in India, the working hours especially, whether it's corporate or whether the film industry. Where do you weigh in on, and is it a factor that you look into, the work culture of a company before you invest?
Before we invest, we would not know the work culture. Only when we have invested, then we will see what kind of things happening. Having said that, are they paying salaries as per the standards of industry? Are they complying to labor, complying to the environmental? All those things have to be at least ticked at that level. They can't comply to the MNC levels. With all said and done, there are due diligence done. They are not allowing everybody to come inside.
Yes. That's
That
a very
means
important fact.
that means the HNI sitting over there will know this market is one market in which we also can put fund inside, and we can get that benefit. I think it's literally like a mutual fund for them, where somebody has curated and I'm just putting in the money there. So in internal things, customer is happy or not, employee is happy or not, all those things will be a journey on which we will come to know. But in today's world, nothing unfair can succeed run for too long.
True.
So we believe nature will take care of it, and once we are in, we will also educate them. you know, reducing the salary of your employee, if it becomes a profit for you, you are not doing business.
Yeah.
Positive.
Yeah, it's a very, very conscious effort. It's a
Yeah.
very conscious effort by everybody.
And also it's people change, right? So even when founders, I mean, just from my own experience of investing, I think if you're a good investor and you work with your founders, you can always sit down and have a conversation around, why is this culture like this? Sometimes, entrepreneurship is still new to our country. I think we assume founders have all the answers. They don't have all the answers, right? And building a company is work in progress, always.
And so where do you stand on the working hour thing? Because that's a debate that's happening in the industry also.
See, I've lived my life the way I have. Even being a part of the industry, I have only made sure that I work during my work hours. If it's a 9 to 6, I would expect a 9 to 6. If my producer is in trouble, I'll do a 9 to 9 next morning. But I have to understand that, because otherwise you can't get the best output from me. If you're talking about 12-hour or 18-hour work, it's not possible. I was an action hero. If I didn't get my break, if I don't get my lunch today, I'm the most irritable person. I need that break because that's what recharges me. So if you want the best output, you give me my breaks. And I honestly believe you can't achieve anything in life by over expanding yourself or pushing your limits. For me, my fitness is my life. I am who I am at 65 only because of that fitness. If you take away the gym from me, you'll take away my life from me. So what is important for me is something that I need to realize, and the people who expect me to work realize. We've worked really hard on this show, but that is because we had our time, we had our limitations when it came to time and dates, and we wanted to fit in a show that would make a difference to the country. So we said, you know what, let's give it our best. We used to request each other. We fed off each other's energy.
Yeah.
And that's how the show happened. Otherwise it won't.
Can
That's
see
why we
that.
said it's not a scripted show.
Yeah.
And
It's
we-
not a sasbo. It is from here.
And we were very well taken care by the
Yeah,
by the production.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
It was
Absolutely.
a fabulous executed. I was
We-
very, very glad I accepted
No,
to be
I
part
mean,
of
we
this.
ate of that energy because we saw the kids working like that.
Yeah.
So, you're willing to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, but
I wish to add one point. Employees can talk about work life. Employers cannot talk, should not talk,
Yes.
because you are responsible for them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So this point has to go. We only assess the promoters, are they
Yes.
balancing already?
Yes.
If they don't balance, we are very happy that they will create a very powerful organization.
That's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lovely
Good talking
meeting you.
Thank you.
The world doesn't stop. Neither do we. Subscribe to Midday for news that matters.